everybody, let's cook up a bow tie pasta dish for you today. This is going to be an Italian bow tie pasta. Lots of flavor, not many ingredients, so let's get right to it. So first thing, what you're going to want to do here is cut up about half of a yellow onion, or if they're in season like they are right now, you can go with a Vidalia onion, about half of it, or if you want more onion, just throw the whole thing in there, right? Already got it simmering here in my pan, and give it a little bit of caramelization, maybe about 5 minutes or so, and that's what you've seen there in my pan so far. With a little extra virgin olive oil, or hey, if you want to go with flavor, butter works just fine, right? Ingredient-wise, let's start throwing some stuff in. So you can go with some minced garlic if you like. 3 cloves, I think, will be pretty good, of minced garlic. For timing purposes, I'm just going to put in a little bit here of some garlic powder. But again, this is the stage we start mixing in your minced garlic so that it can mix with the olive oil or the butter that you're using to really begin to pull that flavor there outside of that garlic clove. Next we're going to add in here is going to be just a little bit of heat. So we're going to go some red pepper flakes. This is going to be the same situation. You're going to let it sit there for just a couple of minutes, kind of mix into that oil, start to simmer. Those oils go inside the flakes and start pulling out that really good flavor. Optional would be just a dash of cayenne pepper for that heat. But on a general Italian dish, it's pretty common to use red pepper flakes. So we have those in here. Next thing we're going to do here is add in a little bit of heavy whipping cream, about a cup or so, and slowly pour it in. Make sure your pan is not too hot, because as you see here, when I pour mine in, you don't really see much bubbling or anything like that taking place. Yes, we have some here and there, but I don't have the pan really scalding hot, because you don't want to pour this in and it begins to curdle your heavy cream. But once your cream's in there, just do a nice little mix up, and you can really get your heat going now, because this is the point now where you'll be safe, and you want to make sure that you start to get your cream nice and warm and start thickening up. Something that you've already done beforehand, before you even start this process, is get yourself a package of sweet Italian sausage. Comes in about a styrofoam container at about £1 pound. And that's what this is right here, about £1 pound of sweet Italian sausage. So now we're going to pour that in, and I cooked this yesterday and just kind of really chopped it up as it was cooking. Now, what you can do if you want to when you're doing this dish is you can actually do the sausage with the onions and the garlic to kind of knock everything out at one time. But for the purpose of course, me having to cook on air, I had to go this particular route. So we don't want too much cream in there. We can add more later if need be. But now what we're going to do is let that sit there and kind of warm up the meat here that's already been cooked, but of course we got to warm it up because I kept it in the fridge overnight. Now we're going to add in some Italian stewed tomatoes, and when I say that is you can buy them in a can. They're going to look just like this right here, and it actually has some flavor in there mixed in. So there's a little bit of juice in there with the tomato, but that is going to be mixed with basil, garlic, and oregano. So you have a little bit of that juice in there. The can has some juice. You can dump a little bit of that out, but I'd recommend keeping some of the juice so that you have, you know, something juicy, if you will, to work here when it comes to this stew. So you guys keep mixing things in here. And now what we're going to do is really kind of bring this up to a simmer. Now, when it comes to your pasta, I've already got that done as well. I don't want to cook it mixed in this, but the pasta is going to be a bow tie pasta, and it's what I would recommend with this particular dish. And when you're doing your pastas, for the most part, think of salty water. Think of the ocean. You want pretty good salty water in there, because when you're cooking your noodles, as they're pulling in that moisture from your pot, it's also pulling in that salt and that sodium, which of course has flavor to it, right? So you don't have to really add any kind of salt or anything into your dish. It's already built into your pasta. So now what you're going to do is just really kind of stir this up, and there really won't be much thickening to this. In fact, I'll probably throw in, when we go to commercial break, just a little bit more, excuse me, of the heavy whipping cream, so it can really get nice and creamy and going there. But once it's all said and done, what you're going to do then is just get a serving plate and serve it up on whatever you desire here, a side dish or whatever. You're going to top it with some Italian cheese. I have a provolone and a mozzarella blend here that I'll sprinkle that on top. And then we have some parsley. Go with fresh parsley if you've got it. It looks more presentable. I didn't have any fresh parsley at the house, but the parsley flakes here, those will do just as good. So we'll sprinkle that on top, of course, to give it some very good look there with that presentation. So going to continue stirring this here so everything gets nice and warmed up for Ron. Super easy recipe that we can show you, and I'll have it for you not too far away on TriStateHomepage.com.